Hello people, this is my first video. Walking around right now. A lot of people tell me that I'm a very humble person, that I'm very smart. I personally, just me. Like I said, if I don't focus fully on the camera, it's because I am walking around because, to be honest, I'm homeless. Tonight I currently have nowhere to go. Recently I was inside a big car accident at work. I have fractured ribs, a fractured foot. My nose is getting better. That was also definitely fractured in the process. A good friend of mine, Bernie, giving a shout out, he said, there's a lot of motivational speakers out there and you always see a end result, never the process of going through. So hopefully as this goes along, people can actually see somebody go from nothing to something, and one day I can sit there and people can go back and see all this. I actually think this is actually a really good idea, because he is honest and nobody actually, I'm trying to cross the street before I get hit by a car. Nobody actually does see the beginning result. You see these people on stage talking, and that's exactly what people are being told. You might see photos and everything else. I always try to stay positive. Everybody does have the moments where they do slightly give up, and it is a rough life when you're inside these shoes. It is currently 12:30 in the morning, and to be honest, I'm running on about 5 hours sleep in 2 days. I do get help from people, and all those people, I am truly grateful for any help that they do give. I have been working for 1.5 years. It's just hard getting hotels and Airbnbs and stuff like that to stay presentable for my job. I deliver to homes, I deliver to schools, I even the homeless, I don't look like a bum. A lot of times people are shocked when I tell them that I'm actually homeless during conversations, and of course people feel bad, but you know what, like I said, I try to stay positive, and in this I want people to see somebody go from nothing to something. And like again, Bernie, this actually is a really great idea, and along the way, I'm sorry for the pause because I had to think. Along the way,
Sir, can you spend some change?
no, I'm homeless, man. If you run around and you bump into people who are asking for change, and earlier today, I had 2 people actually helped me, and I stocked up on some food, got myself some coffee. That's why I'm wide awake right now. I have people who are willing to hold the food for me, let me cook there, things along those lines. And right now I'm not getting into too much detail. Eventually you'll all see some things, and I want to share my life with the world, because you know what, there are people who are inside the same shoes, and there are people actually better off who I do give advice to, and I try to be the best person that I can be. And going into this car accident, I do thank God he gave me another chance, and maybe it's what was needed to open my eyes. Good evening, sir. Have a blessed night. You gotta give me a chance, and you know what? As you just saw, I sat there, and no matter what, I always tell people, have a blessed day, have a blessed night. Even more since this accident, it was very horrific. A lot of people from my job actually pulled over and were trying to assist as the paramedics, the cops, the firemen. I truly don't know who was helping me during the process, and anybody who was there, I do thank them. The best thing I could do is start this channel this way, give you all an introduction, a basic guideline of why I am doing this. And, you know, yes, I do need help right now, and I know God is going to help me as I will help others along the way, even though I'm inside these shoes. Earlier today, I was buying a coffee, and a lady was short 50 cents for cigarettes. And I turned around and said, hey, listen, you know what? I got that 50, I told the cashier, hey, listen, I got that 50 cents, sitting there getting food, the coffee, everything else, but, the help that I received, and, you know what, somebody helped me inside a time of need, and, a lot of people are like, oh, it's cigarettes, like, people have their choices, and, you know what, somebody can sit there and say, hey, something about cigarettes, but you know what, they get their wine, they get their beer, they get whatever, they want to calm them down and relax. Everybody does need some type of relaxer. The world is a stressful place. Everybody, like I said, I was doing 50 hours or more a week, with my job. When you're off, you need to relax. And, over the past year, I've been going to church more and everything else and praying, and I try to serve God, but I'm not going to beat him into people. This is all your call. People don't want to believe that, you know what, if anybody does need help, if anybody needs some type of advice, if anybody needs an ear, because of the stress, that's what I try and bit. And meeting a lot of people through shelters, and out here in New York City, the homeless and everything else. As I said at the beginning, a lot of people say I'm a humble person, which I guess is true, because I'm hearing it extremely a lot by the numbers are grateful. And any help I receive, I always try to help in return one way or another, whether it be that person or another person. I like to pay it forward. I do believe a lot in that. Somebody may help you, but you can run into somebody who needs help inside a time of need. So if you were helped at some point and you see somebody else that needs help, by all means, you may not be the person that you got it from, or the whatever help, but in the end, you got that big circle, and I think the world would be actually a better place if we all did that. That is the truth. Closing out this first episode, I would like to thank anybody who watched it, who has had this year. And always remember, family is the most important thing. Yes, we all have our parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles, but also, in the end, everybody does pass away, and it does hurt. And life is about building a family of our own. Having our wife, our kid, even in certain circumstances, people don't get married, but they are a family without that paper, without getting married in a church or on a beach or wherever it may be. But in the end, you can actually do see a good family, and you have the kids, you have the house, you have everything. It's just a stupid piece of paper. You know what? The heart is the most important thing, and that's something that I would like the world to know. There's too much negativity in this world. There's too much racism in this world. Yeah, in the end, we all bleed red. If somebody starts bleeding blue, green, whatever other color, then hey, well, actually, blue is our blood on the inside. It's the oxygen that makes it red. But back to what I was saying. You know, we need to end the racism, the hate, everything else. You know, there's too much negativity, and I am trying to bring positivity into this world. And that's one thing that I want to do with these videos, is show the positivity, to show somebody who's going from nothing to something. And you know what, maybe I'll be on this, you know, on the stage being one of these big motivational speakers one day. If anybody does need advice, I am always here. It's advice, something that my father taught me. It's advice, you can take it or leave it, you know, but I could sit there and try and help. And that's one thing that I wish I do, is help people. The other day, there was an extremely drunk old man. And even with my fractured ribs and my foot and everything else, I helped him make sure that he got to his apartment safe. Because out in New York City, anybody could have mugged him, robbed him, whatever. And I didn't want that to happen, because that is the person that I am. I really don't know how to close this besides thanking everybody who's watching this. And as these videos progress, little by little, you'll get more and more insight to a person's life. And I'm not going to give away everything in my life. Obviously, certain things need to be private. And I hope everybody does respect that. But you will see a progress inside a life where somebody goes from nothing to something. And like I said, I was inside a bad car accident. If I do get the okay, I will show I'll show the pictures of it and everything else. It really was bad. And I do thank God, and a lot of people do say it is a miracle that I was able to walk away from it. Well, I didn't walk away from it. I was transported to the hospital, but walking like I am. I want to say, and I don't mean to offend anybody, but God bless you all, and thank you very much for watching my first video, Bernie. I think this is a great idea, and you know what, it's another man who, since I met, has told me to be more positive than negative. And he's a man who, I don't know, if he wants to talk about it on a video, I have no problem with that. Yeah, you're going to meet people. I'm going to introduce you to people who are very important to me, that, you know, I do love extremely, that I consider brothers, sisters, you know, people who have helped me in major ways, you know. And again, thank you all for watching my first video. I do truly appreciate it. God bless you all, and I'll see you all in episode 2 if you truly are willing to watch somebody go from nothing to something. And like I said, if anybody needs advice, or if I have the means of helping people, I truly will. I have no problem with that. You know, even when I have nothing, I still help. because the world needs to see someone like me. I'm not saying be me, but actions are always more important than words, and sometimes the smallest action goes a very far way.